New month means new intro video for the podcast this month, and it's a long month this year, July. We're getting 5 weeks, 5 Wednesdays, 5 episodes. First of those is tomorrow, actually. So this week, when I'll be talking with Lindsay Burden, coach, speaker, podcast extraordinaire. And it's an incredible conversation. We cover things as varied as optimism and defining success, and leadership and how to build resilient business. So that's a great conversation. Don't miss that tomorrow. Next week, I'll be joined by Kim Addis. We'll be talking about frame of mind, self-reflection, coaching skills, and other leadership things. Another great one. I know I say they're all great, but I think they are. I'm biased. I know. You be the judge. And then for our third Wednesday of the month, I'll be talking with Delphia Howes about diversity, vulnerability, and trust in the modern workplace, and importantly, why leaders need to be actively focused on these things. Then number 4 of the month, I'll be discussing with Chris Wilson the challenges of leadership, purpose, empathy, and why and how he helps people to find and use their voices to serve others. And for the final one of the month, we'll be rounding up July with my final guest, John Little, and he'll be chatting with me all things leadership, from emotional intelligence to imposter syndrome, and from mentorship to community. So, 5 great episodes. If you want a sneak peek, keep watching. There will be a little clip from each one of those episodes after I finish speaking. And until next month, I hope you enjoy these episodes. I'm going to go and sit in front of a fan for a bit now. Probably my biggest one. Who knows? Bye.
But it all goes down to context, circumstance, who you are when you look in. So I'm going to look in and see her one way. Someone else who's not a royal. I mean, I'm not a royalist, but someone else who's very anti-royalist is going to look in and go, well, actually, she's terrible. Because we're all looking at it from our own viewpoint, from our own perspective, with our own experience.
The biggest mistake that leaders do is they don't really take the time to reflect. And that's from a strategy standpoint, a personal standpoint. They're just like on this treadmill of doing, right? Like they're just on this, and they just need to step off for a minute. And I think that's the really, truly biggest mistake. Understanding the value of that activity, right? So if you understood that it was that taking the time to actually think about what you're doing and how you're doing it and why you're doing it and what's getting in the way has this tremendous ROI, you would do it more often.
It's okay to say, nope, don't know the answer, but I'm going to figure it out. Or, no, I'm not comfortable with, this situation, but I'm working on it. Or, I think that, again, building trust helps us to get so much further together. We can move forward together if we build trust. I can see the world from your perspective, right? I can see the world more clearly because now I have another perspective to engage in my thought process, in my in my movements, etc. So, it's complex, but it's not difficult.
I've always mentioned him slightly, and that would be Mandela. For a person that was incarcerated for 27 years to come out of that situation with a feeling of acceptance, encouragement, and enjoyment for life, and then to take the challenge onto his country to then lead them into such amazing change. I just think it's the antithesis of leadership, in that he was able to walk away from something that was potentially traumatic, and he could have taken that as an opportunity to marginalize or pour scorn on those people that created that environment for him. But instead, he decided to use that as an opportunity to create change. And that, for me, is the definition of great leadership, where you lead despite your situation, not because of it.
I was always one of the younger people to be doing things that my peers were doing. I was younger than the other leaders at the television network that I was at. I was younger than the people who had achieved similar things. And so I felt like I always had to race. And so when I did something completely new and different, I didn't take the time to really kind of learn, because I thought that I had to keep racing. The finish line is a false deadline. I understand now that even where I am today, 20 plus years later, I still have a long runway ahead of me. So I don't have to do everything right now and I don't have to shortcut things. I can take time to do things the right way. So that way it's not only sustainable, but it's certainly more fulfilling.